Hi, everyone. I'm Amy Comicher, Instructional Development Specialist with Learning and Organizational Development Unit in Ohio State University Extension.
And I'm Jared Morrison, an organization development consultant with the same unit with Ohio State University Extension. And we are here today to talk about engaged teaching, setting the stage. And this will be the aspect of your lesson where you start to really bring your learners in and begin to engage them with your content. And so we'll break this segment into three basic principles that you see here: frame, deliver, and transition. So as we move into that frame piece, this is where you want to really take your content and make sure to apply it appropriately and make it relevant to your audience or your learners. So there's a few ways that we like to do this. And one of those is to anchor your content with something that the learners may know. So that could be current events. It could be a question to ask them to think about information they already know about this content that you're about to deliver. And really using questions is a great way to kind of dig and assess kind of that entry level knowledge. So you also want to work on making it relevant on both an emotional and a logical framework. And this is how you can really make your content hit home for your learners. And one way that we can illustrate this is to, when you talk about farming and making farming profitable, that might be an area where people aren't as interested, but if you can relate the finances and the profitable piece to the success of the family on the farm, so you could sell it as fuel the farm for future generations, and you can understand the finances and the other details of farming that will really propel your family forward. So that's a way to apply the logical piece, the finances, as well as the emotional piece with familial success. So another great way to frame content, make it relevant, is through storytelling, which is one method of delivery, which will take us into that piece with Amy.
Thanks, Jared. So now that you've framed the context of your content and anchored it in knowledge or experiences that your learners have, you're ready to begin delivering the new content. And this new content should add and build on the framed context. It should also align with the learning objectives that you have identified for that day's content. And preferably also make sure those learning objectives are communicated to your participants or students. It helps them keep in mind what they need to be listening for. Also, keep your content delivery concise. Keep it to 10 to 15 minutes of new content delivery. So it will give you the opportunity to re-engage with a new task for your learners, because once we get stationary and listening in one mode for too long, people start to check out. So 10 to 15 minutes for your content that is new as a building block onto your frame. And while you deliver this content, also be sure to be your authentic self. Keep your personality, your body language, your tone of voice engaged and authentic to your own personality. It will help your learners keep following along as you provide them with new information. And after you've added this information through content delivery to their knowledge bank, you're going to want to transition them into the next phase, which is going to be inviting them to begin to get ready for an experiential stage. And to do this, you're going to want to provide some closure, a wrap up of the content that you've provided, a key take home point, and then explain how this new content relates to the activity that or experience that you're going to invite them to participate in.
Great, thanks, Amy. So that really takes us through those 3 points. Again, you frame and make the content relevant to your learners, begin to deliver and add that new information, and then introduce your transition to an experience or some invitation to further bring your audience in. So that's how we set the stage and prep to engage our learners. So we want to take a moment to thank our colleague, Danae Wolf, who again put this nice slide template together. We also have our email addresses for myself and for Amy in case you need to follow up with us at all. So thank you all and happy teaching.